Well. Here we go again. Another day in the world turns of the soap opera of will the Dallas Cowboys sign Dak Prescott to a new deal? And now we have some new information come out that the problem with the Dak Prescott contract is the number of years. As the young folks say, I call cap on this. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G. I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Let's talk facts. I saw this story this morning, and I just had to do a video on it. This is absolutely insane. Jerry Jones is doing what Jerry Jones does, trying to use the media to draw attention to his team, controversy to draw attention to his team, and using the media to negotiate contracts in the court of public opinion. And I find it to be strange. It was just Stephen A. Smith last week, and I want you to pay attention. Stephen A. Smith said him and Jerry Jones are buddies. And some of the things that he's saying about Dak Prescott and how vehement he is and how he is being so subjective rather than objective. Talking about Dak Prescott hasn't performed in the playoffs and giving this ridiculous comparison of different players in different sports and why should Dak Prescott has to produce. Dak Prescott is 2-5 in the playoffs. And two of those losses, if I'm not mistaken, one was against Aaron Rodgers, and the most unlikely loss or the most unlikely win by the Green Bay Packers in Dak's rookie season. And then one of the times they went, it was against none other than the team that went on to win the Super Bowl, which is the Rams. And when I think about this, it's crazy to me how Lamar Jackson is only 2-4 in the playoffs. Two-time MVP, beat out Dak Prescott last year, which I don't care what anyone says he shouldn't have. He was the main reason why they lost that playoff game. And we don't dare hear Stephen A. Smith criticizing Lamar Jackson the way he does Dak Prescott. But when we think about what's going on, now we got, I think her name is Diana Russini or something like that. She's reporting on Scoop City. Her sources, she's a writer for The Atlantic, I think it is, or The Athletic. She says her sources are reporting that the holdup on Dak Prescott's contract is a number of years. Now, before I address that, let me tell you what's really going on. Jerry Jones, in an interview with Clarence Hill Jr., he tells Clarence Hill that there is no need for Dak Prescott to be up under contract this season. And if you listen to him in his interview, and I won't play it here, but you've heard it, where he was saying things like, well, it's more about the Dallas Cowboys situation than the merit of Dak Prescott. He goes on to say things like, he likes the fact of being able to keep the incentive in front of Dak Prescott. He wants to see Dak Prescott prove that he's elite before he gets the contract, blah, blah, blah. And I came back and I talked about this because Dak Prescott is taking a chance. And Jerry Jones is basically saying, or at least he's saying, almost as if Dak Prescott is your franchise quarterback, someone tell me who puts their franchise quarterback or risk their franchise quarterback? Who does it? Who risk him going out with no contract? Who does it? Or better yet, what franchise quarterback risk going out on the field without a contract, knowing that he could literally be hurt this season and his career be over and he don't get the contract? Risk are a part of the game. But if Dak Prescott goes out there without a contract, against the Cleveland Browns. He's taking a serious risk about his career. And that's why I said on my last video, I don't believe this is about money. I believe this is more than money. I think this is about respect. And I think Dak Prescott is tired of being disrespected by the Joneses. I think he's tired of being disrespected by Jerry. And for Dak, this contract isn't about money as much as it is about respect. And I'm going to show you just how I know that this is about respect and the fact that about the fact that Dak Prescott and his agent, they didn't like this comment that Jerry made about it's not necessary to have Dak Prescott under contract. I don't think they like that. And if it was me, I wouldn't like it either. I mean, it's a very disrespectful and disingenuous statement. I mean, this man is literally going out here, laying it on the line for you. And it's funny to me, Jerry pays everyone who doesn't show up to work, but he doesn't pay the one that's showing up for work. He doesn't give the contract to the one that's showing up for work. He's done Dak Prescott like this at every return. So I'm going to show you Dak's response to Jerry saying it's not necessary to have him up under contract. Watch this.
You don't need a deal done before the season.
I don't need no.
Would you like it done before the season?
I think it says a lot if it is or if it isn't. But however, doesn't really matter to me, to be honest with you.
What does it say if it isn't?
Just how people feel.
Which people?
I don't know.
How do you feel if it isn't?
You're right about that.
Now, I want you to think about what Dak Prescott said. Dak Prescott said, it doesn't really matter. No, what Dak Prescott actually said is it does really matter. He's talking about respect. He said it says a lot about how people feel about me. Because one thing I've learned about Dak Prescott and listening to him talk, he listens to all the stuff that people say about him. He's listening to people like Stephen A. Smith, which I'm glad he doesn't even give him the time of day. Stephen A. Smith is a joke. He is a calamity. He is literally Skip Bayless. He's the black Skip Bayless. That's basically what he is. He has become, and I don't even know if I give him as much credit as being the black Skip Bayless. At least Skip Bayless does research and he's saying things that he may believe. But I don't even think Stephen A. Smith says things he believes. I think Stephen A. Smith says things that's going to get people to watch him. Because at the end of the day, I don't know anybody who ever says, you ever heard anything Stephen A. Smith said, as in they believe that it was a good take. Says the most outlandish things, but I digress. Dak Prescott listens to the things that people say. And he's listening to people like Stephen A. Smith disrespect him. He's listening to people disrespect him. He's listening to his owner disrespect him by doing little things like, well, we'll only go as far as Dak will take us, and that's where we went last year. Or acting like that the loss that they had last year was all on Dak Prescott when everyone knows that, to be honest, the Dallas Cowboys were not prepared for the playoffs. They had no running game and they couldn't stop the run. I won't go all over that again. But Dak Prescott basically said in that particular shot, he said a mouthful. He shot back at Jerry with a megaton bomb. I'm tired of you disrespecting me. For me not to have a contract, for you to say it's not important, that means that you're saying that really, in a sense, I'm not important. That's you disrespecting me, saying that I'm not worth whatever it is that the market dictates, that my play has not been good enough. And Jerry is very disingenuous when he talks about winning and losing. And I'm going to address that in a moment. But I want to look at this article real fast. Let's see if I can pull this article up. And then we will look at the thing with Diana Russini. Let's see here. So, let's look at this part. So, Josh Sanchez. I'm sorry, I think I said Joe Sanchez earlier. I apologize. Josh Sanchez. Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys contract negotiations hold up revealed. Watch this. It says as the NFL season approaches, the clock is ticking for Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys to reach an agreement on a new contract, but one big holdup remains. It says Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys are running out of time to reach an agreement on a new deal before the 2024 NFL season. The two sides have reportedly been engaged in discussions, but the clock is ticking for a deal to get done if Jerry Jones and company want the star quarterback to avoid hitting free agency in 2025. As negotiations continue, we are learning that the holdup is with the contract. We are learning what the holdup is with the contract negotiations. I want you to follow this. According to Diana Russini of The Athletic on her Scoop City podcast, the discussions are being held up due to the length of a potential deal. The holdup at this point, from what I understand, is about the years the Dallas Cowboys are willing to commit, she said, during the discussion, which begins at the 807 mark. I am calling cap on this. What do you mean the length of the years? So this is Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones firing back at Dak Prescott about saying how it shows how they really feel about him. So now they want to put the ball back in Dak Prescott's court and say, we're not the holdup. Dak Prescott is, because we only want to commit to him for whatever amount of years, but he's objecting to it. Let's see here. I want you to see the video footage on this, and I want you to just hear something that she says.
Position contractually that will keep Dak in Dallas longer than 2, 3, 4 years, and that's what Dak is looking for. He's looking for a position at the top of the market. The Dallas Cowboys.
Really?
While it's assumed that Dak is going to be paid at the top, is about the years the Dallas Cowboys are willing.
Or is it the years?
The holdup at this point, from what I understand, and that number could be right around Justin Jefferson, or it could be even more.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott. Dak is a lame duck quarterback, Diana. What are you hearing about this? Is it the money or is it the years?
The holdup at this point, from what I understand, is about the years the Dallas Cowboys are willing to commit to.
Really?
While it's assumed that Dak is going to be paid at the top of the market, the Dallas Cowboys are aware of that. It's, do they want to put themselves in a position contractually that will keep Dak in Dallas longer than 2, 3, 4 years? And that's what Dak is looking for. He's looking for a long-term commitment from Dallas. So the holdup here is really the belief from the Dallas Cowboys. This is a guy who's won a lot of games, but is that enough? Winning is not enough for Jerry Jones, right? We know this. They want to.
I want to call cap right here. She just said that winning is not enough for Jerry Jones. When has the Dallas Cowboys been winners before Dak Prescott? Between Troy Aikman and Dak Prescott, where have the Dallas Cowboys actually been winners? Now, someone will say, well, When Tony Romo was there, they were winners. Okay, you Tony Romo fans, for all you Tony Romo fans, I'm a fan of Tony Romo. But everything shows that Dak Prescott is better. From the beginning of Dak's career to Dak's current career, Dak has already almost matched all of Tony Romo's wins. He's already matched his playoff record, and he still, if everything goes well, he still has more time to prove that he can do what Tony Romo couldn't do. But I'm not knocking Tony Romo because I liked him. He was good. But Dak is better. And I'm going to show you how I'm telling you Jerry Jones, this is how you know. When you start hearing these pundits, these media people, they're saying things. Her sources say, well, who's her sources? Her sources, whoever they are telling her things that they want her to know because they know she's going to report it, because they're trying to negotiate with Dak Prescott in the court of public opinion, because they want all of the noise of people talking bad about Dak Prescott. So I don't know. I guess they're hoping he's going to take a lower number, building up the drama around the team. And then if he walks, because they'll just say, well, it was us. We didn't want him and blah, blah, blah. All of these different things are a possibility. But for her to say, what evidence does she have prior to Dak Prescott that Jerry Jones was doing things that showed that winning was not good enough? I'd like for you to feast your eyes on Exhibit A. This is the record of Tony Romo. Feast your eyes on this. 2-4, 9-7, 9-7. His best season was 13-3. Oh, wait a minute. 8-5, 11-5, 1-5, 8-8, 8-8, 8-7. Oh, we got another year, 12-3, 3-1, 0-1. Dak Prescott's been 12-5 the last 3 seasons. Dak Prescott, in less time, has already almost matched Tony Romo's win total. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. If winning was not enough for Jerry Jones, one, he would shut his mouth and stop talking to the media. So you're saying that you have Super Bowl aspirations. And the week of you going into playing a game, in my opinion, that can dictate how you play for the rest of the season, you're reporting. Because it's your reporting, Jerry. It's you and Steven reporting. It's coming from the front office. That's her quote-unquote sources. They're reporting that they don't have confidence in Dak Prescott and they don't want to commit to a long-term deal. Hogwash. Hogwash. Let's hear a little bit more of what she says.
To do more. Stephen Jones told us that they don't want to just be the team that wins a lot of games. They want to be the team that can play in the Super Bowl. But
is it all on Dak though? That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's all on Dak. And yes, he has been good, if not great, in regular season. He's been very bad in the postseason. But eventually, if I'm Stephen Jones or Jerry Jones, you got to look at the other options out there. Okay, there's not that many. Are they willing to start over? Why can't you do? And this is what I'm gathering from you. And just you don't got to tell me. Tell me if I'm tracking here. Is that they want a shorter term contract, but also I could see them next year or the year after drafting a guy in the first round to sort of sit under Dak. That's how I view it.
Yeah, because let's just quickly remind you guys, no trade clause, right? First of all, they can't tag him for the third time because that would cost them $80 million. Not going to do that. Money. They have no quarterbacks under contract for 2025, not even Trey Lance.
Trey Lance is a third string. Like, come on.
Not even Cooper Rush. Okay, so they have no plan at quarterback. And then if they do lose him to free agency, it's going to be $40 million of a dead cap hit for the Dallas Cowboys, right? Do you know what this is all called? What I just pointed out? Leverage.
No.
Leverage.
He has the most leverage out of any quarterback. Paid the
I've
man.
never seen something like this before,
Yeah.
where it's all just in his court. He's literally just sitting there with his hands behind his head, which is, we've seen a lot of his press conferences, and he's as cool and calm as they come. And
because he knows.
I'm like, because he knows he's going to get what he needs to get, no matter how the situation plays out. Either he stays in Dallas and they wind up coming to an agreement here over the next few days, or he hits free agency, and we have a number of teams that would be interested. So we should definitely do that for one of our episodes. Let's dive into which teams we think would be in on Dak Prescott. Well,
I think it's going to be
5 off the top of my head.
I think it'll be Dallas Cowboys. So let's just mark this down before we move on.
Okay, fine.
Diana Rossini said that she has never seen a quarterback have as much leverage as Dak Prescott has over the Cowboys. Let's move on. Speaking of week 1,
let's unpack and say and understand why this came out now about the number of years. I want us to think about this for a second. How does it help the Cowboys if Dak Prescott signs a 2-year deal? Somebody help me out. He's hitting them with $55 million this year. He's going to hit them with $40 million in dead cap space if he walks out the door next year. And so if they give a 2-year deal, and that deal is at the top of the market, $55, $60 million, and if I'm Dak, you put me on a 2-year deal, I'm sorry, you're not getting me less than $60 million. So we're talking about 100, let's say even if they get him for $55 million, guaranteed 110. They'll probably say it's 160 with 110 guaranteed over 2 years. You still gotta get, what you gonna do? 55 that year, 55 the next. What you gonna do? How you gonna figure out that cap space? It helps Dallas if Dak signs a longer deal. It helps them. So that when the contract is up and they decide to part ways when he's 34, 35 years old and they got more dead cap money, they can then afford to bring in a rookie on a rookie contract or get that rookie in the 3rd year of the contract and let him be understudying Dak so that when the contract is up, then they let Dak go and whatever dead money they deal with, they got that quarterback on a rookie deal. There is no way you're telling me that a 2 to 3 year deal is even advantageous for the Cowboys. Number 2, if I'm Dak Prescott, 2-year deal, where do I sign? 3-year deal, where do I sign? Where do I sign for a 3-year deal? I'll even do you one better. Give me a 3-year deal, $150 million guaranteed, no fluff. Pay me $50 million a year for 3 years. I'm yours. And I'll walk away at the 4th year. Because I'm 34 years old. And typically quarterbacks who are 34 years old, if they take care of the body the way it is obvious if you look at how Dak Prescott looks now. He's taking care of his body. He's training. He's studying the game more. He's doing so many different things. He's following the Tom Brady pattern. Dak Prescott, barring injury, will be good at 34. He'll be better than good. Dak Prescott will still be playing at the top of his game. So if I'm Dak Prescott, 3-year deal, where do I sign? I'm calling cap on this. Her last statement is the one that rings the clearest. This all points to the Dallas Cowboys have absolutely no leverage when it comes to this discussion. When it comes to this discussion of Dak Prescott's contract, at the end of the day, it's just like the man just said. You're either going to pay him or you're not. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You can do what you want to do in the court of public opinion. You can have Stephen A. Smith singing. You can have Stephen A. Smith trying to pull the public behind you. You can get Diana Rossini with her quote unquote her sources disparaging Dak Prescott once again, backhand slaps. They want Dak Prescott, but don't want to commit long term. You can do that all you want to, Jerry. But at the end of the day, you're either going to sign Dak Prescott or you're not. And there is no alternative. There is no quarterback coming out in the draft next year that's going to elevate your team the way you're hoping to catch a genie in the bottle, get a rookie on a rookie contract, even though Dak's still going to smack you out the door with $40 million. You want to get a rookie and let him come in. You're going to build players around him, which we're not even going to trust you to do that because you don't like to get free agents. And in order to really have a rookie quarterback to take off, you're going to have to spend some money in free agency and put some great players around him. You're not going to do that. Number two, I want all of you Dallas, or let's say Dak Prescott haters. Let's get Shedeur Sanders out of our minds. Let's get Shedeur Sanders out of our minds. He's not even on my mind. I'm a huge Deion Sanders fan. Huge Shedeur Sanders fan. I don't even like college football, but I watch the Colorado Buffaloes because I love me some Deion Sanders. And I'm impressed by his sons and what he's done with them. They've had a few hiccups, but people who criticize what's going on with Shiloh and what's going on with Deion in that situation, you know what? As a man who has 3 sons, your children are going to do stupid things at times. And I'm not saying they're going to do what allegedly he did, but children make mistakes. They do. They do. They're young. They make mistakes. And, we just pray they learn from those mistakes. And as fathers, because we want them to be better than us, we support them and we encourage them. We get on them behind closed doors, but we encourage them to do better the next time because it's not just themselves they have to think about. They have to think about the name, the family, and all of those things. But I say all of that because I'm going to show you something that is said on Shedeur Sanders' podcast. His older brother said it, and this speaks volumes. Listen to this.
He wouldn't just say, here goes 10,000, like to make us
$40
to go to the mall.
And then we fought over $100.
And then he said, give it here. What's up, it's Shedeur Sanders. Welcome to Two Legendary. I'm
Both of us.
yeah, here go 50, here go 50. What's up, it's Shedeur Sanders. Welcome to Two Legendary. I'm here with
Special guest. Headache Gang CEO, Shedeur Sanders. Let's get it.
Big old second, Deion Sanders Jr.
the chosen one.
What's going on with y'all, man? I gotta act like I don't know y'all since we on the podcast now and ask questions for the fans. So
It's been a minute.
No, for real.
all right, so what city would you want me and Shedeur to get drafted to the most? What are the 2 cities if we don't go to the same team? Do you think?
Dang, this your last.
you would like
this
to
could
come
be your
film
last year on the same team with me, bro. Bro, you need me on your team, bro.
Honestly, I ain't trying to sound like an old school dude. I really don't care. It's just a blessing. Y'all in the league, so.
So if
I
I,
don't
went
want
to
to diss a team and then.
if I went to Vegas, if I went to Vegas and Shedeur went to Dallas, who are you gonna come film the most?
I think it'll probably be the opposite way. He'll go to Vegas and you'll go to Dallas.
Based on personality or just like
Not based off of who will probably have the pick. Like the first, I don't think Dallas will be like.
oh yeah, I feel you.
That's
Let me play that again.
what I'm saying.
See, now that-
Probably have
to come film the most.
I think it'll probably be the opposite way. He'll go to Vegas and you'll go to Dallas.
Based on personality or just like
Not based off of who will probably have the pick. Like the first, I don't think Dallas will be like.
oh yeah, I feel you.
That's what I'm saying.
See, now
Not like.
you just did the opposite of what you just said you was gonna do though.
No, I'm saying I think it will be the opposite way. Like I think Vegas will have an earlier pick, and Dallas will have a later pick. So I would think he would go to Vegas. And there's a lack of a quarterback.
Bro, it's a lack of safeties that get drafted first round, bro.
No,
It
there's a
is what
lack
it
of
is,
everything.
Did you catch what he said? The Cowboys have a quarterback. The Raiders would have a higher pick. So at the end of the day, even he is smart enough. He's not trying to feed into the media frenzy and say Shedeur is going to go to the Dallas Cowboys. He's actually thinking like most people who got sense. There is no way the Dallas Cowboys can even be thinking that Shedeur Sanders is the future of the Cowboys, when in actuality, if you were to bring in Shedeur and what you would have to give up to get to the point to get Shedeur Sanders, you basically just threw his future away, because you won't have first-round draft picks to put around him, which you will desperately need to put around him. Why wouldn't you? He's like any other quarterback. He needs players around him too. And contrary to what Jerry Jones thinks, even Pat Mahomes needs players around him. Not to mention, Pat Mahomes has a Hall of Fame coach. He's an expert play caller, understands situational football. The guy on the other end, the guy on the other side of the football, I forget his name, but do people not realize something? He's the defensive coordinator responsible for 2 of Tom Brady's Super Bowl losses. And Jerry Jones, he's walking around saying things like, well, a quarterback, he carries the entire team if he gets all the money, and it doesn't matter what his defense does, it doesn't matter what anyone else does. That player is going to carry the football team. Let me show you a quick stat, and then I'll close this out. For all you people who think that the quarterback is supposed to carry the team on his back no matter what the defense does. And even Michael Parsons said that Dak Prescott should be able to throw an interception and them still win the game if the defense will just do their part. Because Michael Parsons even knows that Dak's going to put up points. He'll put up points. If you'll figure out the game plan, he'll put up points eventually. But I want you to look at these golden facts. Hall of Fame quarterback records when the defense gives up more than 30. Tom Brady in the playoffs, 2-5. Joe Montana, 0-3. Brett Favre, 0-7. John Elway, 0-6. Ben Roethlisberger, 0-6. Are we seeing this? Quarterback needs more than him. It has to be more than him. I want you to see something that Reddick said, and then we'll close. Why do we keep attaching everything that happens with Dallas simply to Dak Prescott? He's not 53 guys wrapped into one. Are we seeing this? Dak Prescott is not the sole reason why the Cowboys are losing in the playoffs, and he's not even the majority of the reason why they're losing in the playoffs. The issue is the real deal is that I will blame one of those San Francisco losses on Dak Prescott. But the real deal is, in these other games, it's been other people around him not rising to the occasion. That's what the problem has really been. And so I don't understand the mentality of Jerry Jones thinking, or he's insinuating that he's ready to tear it down, and you keep getting this close. Do what you did in the 90s, Jerry. Go get a free agent like everyone else does, and see if you can get a player that can help you get over the hump. You could have got Derrick Henry. I'm hoping Rico Dowdle plays out. I'm hoping that Dalvin Cook is a big part of the running game. I'm hoping that running back by committee will alleviate some of the pressure off Dak Prescott to where he can throw the ball 20 to 25 times. And as Colin Cowherd pointed out, Dak Prescott with a running back over 100 yards, he's Pat Mahomes. Well, he's been Pat Mahomes without that, minus the playoff wins in the Super Bowls, because no one has won more games than Dak Prescott other than Pat Mahomes. So, Jerry, stop all the playing. Stop all the trying to work through the media. Put some respect on that man's name. Stop disrespecting him. Pay the man. And spare your team of all this drama going into their first game and beyond. I want to make a couple of videos after this. Mike McCarthy says he has a 21-game plan, and I love it. That's what we need to be doing. The last thing the Cowboys need to be worried about from this point forward is a contract. I'm expecting Dak Prescott to get signed by Friday. That's what I'm expecting. But hey, what do I know? But that's going to do it for me. I'm the G. This has been Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Until the next time, Cowboys, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.